Welcome to this short Pilates ab series. Going to be doing lots of Pilates inspired moves. All you're going to need is your own body weight and a mat, preferably a kind of grippy mat for planking and things. So let's get started. We're going to start on our hands and knees in our cat-cow position. So hands beneath shoulders, knees hip distance apart beneath your hips. And we'll just start inhaling, arching our back, reaching our tailbone behind us, and then exhaling, tucking tailbone under, press that mat away. Inhaling, other direction. You can draw your shoulder blades together here. And exhaling through the mouth, through our pursed lips. Using our Pilates breathing through our pursed lips today. Well, I mean, as always, but since it is more of a Pilates-inspired workout, tuning in to our diaphragm and those deep inner core muscles we're going to be working. One more here. All right, we're going to tuck our toes, splay your hands out nice and wide, prepare with an inhale. As you exhale, hover your knees up and hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Tap knees down, inhale, exhaling, and drawing in that core. Spine is neutral, and lowering to inhale. Exhaling, coming up. So just continue doing this with your breathing, nice and controlled, kind of holding up for about 3 seconds. And inhaling down. So we're thinking of that core engagement I always talk about, where you're thinking kind of pubic bone and rib cage coming together to meet in the middle at your belly button. For 3 more here. And 2. Don't worry, we're not holding or anything. And last one. Give your wrists and shoulders a little break. We're going to go to a plank now. If you don't like doing a high plank on your hands, you can do this on your forearms. So coming up into our high plank, core is engaged, our back is engaged, legs are nice and taut. Everything is basically taut like an arrow. And I'm going to walk my left foot a little bit more towards center. We're going to reach our right leg up, kind of pressing into a down dog position. Reach that right leg nice and high, elongate. Come back to your plank, bring your knee in towards your nose. Reaching out, same leg and knee to nose. We're going to keep going on this same side here. So we're going to stretch through the back of our left leg. Draw your shoulder blades together and use your back muscles. 2 more on this side. Really lengthening. I want you to think lengthening this entire series today. Bring your right foot more towards center. If you need a break before the other side, you can take your break. I'm just going to go right into it. Since this is a quick workout, kind of short on time today. Four more on this side. Reach. Using your breathing. And that core is engaged. Last 2 here. And last 1. Carefully lower down with control. Give your wrists a little shake, your shoulders, whatever you need to do. We're going to do some half rollbacks. So coming kind of to one end of your mat, because eventually we're going to do full rollbacks, so you're going to want to have room to lie down behind you. So we're going to start, as I said, with half ones. So feet are on the mat, about hip distance apart. You can start holding the backs of your thighs if you want. A little bit of challenge would be arms out. Sitting up nice and tall. Prepare with an inhale. As you exhale, start to scoop your low belly, curling that tailbone forward. making a C with your spine and leaning back about halfway, and then inhale to sit up nice and tall again. Exhaling, scooping, curling back, inhaling to sit up. So as I always say, even though we're making like a C with our spine, our chest is staying open. We're not turning into like a whole little shriveled ball. If you are having trouble and your feet are maybe lifting, think of drawing your heels towards your bum. That'll just activate the backs of your legs a little bit more to give you that little assist. But really try to think of your core doing the work here and not like momentum or like your arms. One more in just these half rollbacks. Okay, so we're gonna add on now. So now we're gonna come back into our half rollback, pause. Take your left arm and you're gonna, this is like bow and arrow or like archer. You wanna think like you're drawing back like a bow and arrow, and you're gonna reach here, open your arm, bring it back in, and then sit up. So we're just kind of adding a twist. You're gonna roll back, go to the other side now, draw your bow and arrow, reach out, come back in, and twist. So you can go a little bit faster, but still nice and controlled. And really think of your chest turning here, not just your arm, but you want to get those obliques involved. Let's do one more on each side here. Really reach, make these nice and beautiful, and then finish up here. So now we're going to do full roll downs. You can start with your feet on the mat, knees bent, sitting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Prepare with an inhale. As you exhale, carefully and slowly go down bone by bone through your spine, nice and controlled. Rest your head, reach your arms overhead, get a stretch. Bring your arms up, but keep your head down. Now when your arms are kind of past your shoulders, now you're going to nod your chin to your chest and curl up with control, bone by bone, and then back to sitting nice and tall. Again, curling back, low back, mid back, upper back, neck and head, arms reach. Bring your arms up first, then your head, because you don't want to like use your arms as momentum. So you can continue with this. If you do want to make it harder, you would place your legs down on the mat, sit up nice and tall, and then again, come down bone by bone. If you need assistance with this, squeeze your inner thighs and press the backs of your legs into the mat to help you out until your core is so strong that you don't really need that assistance. Few more here. If your legs are straight, think reach through your toes, reach through your arms. And again, really think of your core doing the work. Two more here. Bone by bone. And again, as always, if you've like messed up the breathing, you don't know when to inhale or exhale, that's okay. Just as long as you always are and you're not holding your breath. And this is our last one. Make it a good one. Come all the way up. Good. Okay, so we're going to do some forearm exercises. So in this position, my elbows are beneath my shoulders and my tailbone is on the mat. Kind of wiggle around if you need to find it in a good position. My tailbone's on the mat, but my low back isn't like sunken into the mat. I'm not totally down. My low back's not resting. It is lifted. I'm kind of trying to be in as much of a neutral position as possible. And my chest is nice and open, so I'm not caving in. We're going to lift our legs up to tabletop. So if you find you're like coning or doming or really struggling to do this, just work on this. Maybe just work on lifting one leg up to tabletop and alternating, or just work on your holding. Next level is legs out nice and straight. Again, you can just work on holding this. But today we're going to do some crisscrosses. So reach your legs nice and long and think of crisscrossing at the thighs. If you need to work up to that and you're just crisscrossing at the ankles, totally cool. But try to get the thigh all the way up to the thighs. Breathing through it, staying lifted from that low back off the mat. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your feet down, come up. Take a little break again from your wrists or shoulders, whatever you need. So we're gonna work on a teaser hold today. So again, first level is if you found the half rollbacks and the twisting like really tough, just go back to doing that and build your strength up to these next few moves. So first level would be just you're sitting on your sit bones here, leaning back slightly, one leg in the air. That's level 1. Level 2 would be both legs in the air, holding here in this tabletop position where my shins are flat or parallel to like the ceiling or the mat. Level 3 is legs are out straight, really lengthening. You're making this kind of V position. And we're going to hold here for just 5 more seconds. Glue your inner thighs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. We are going to add on, if you want, to the next move, or to that move for the next one. So coming back up into whichever you're choosing today, I'm going to try to do the tough one. We're going to do our hug a tree. So your arms are out nice and wide and you're hugging in. Opening and hugging. Opening and hugging. Again, okay, I do need to, still working up my strength postpartum here. So I'm going to bend the tabletop. We're just going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hopefully your core is feeling it as much as me. Okay, and we're just going to finish with a couple of plank moves. So coming up, if you don't like being on your hands, as I said before, you can do this on your forearms, and you don't have to come up on your toes. You can drop a knee down. I'll show you the first move, and we're going to be alternating sides. So come into your high plank position. You're going to flip your feet to one side, kick out your back leg, and then if you can just hold here if you want. You're going to lift. So I'll just tell you which my rights and lefts. I'm going to kick out my left leg. I'm going to lift my right arm up, hold in this side plank for just 2 seconds, and then carefully plant my right hand back down. Left leg comes back. And then switching to the other side. So you can join me anytime. I'm going to switch my feet now towards my left, kick out my right foot, and then lift my left arm up. Pause here for a second, and then coming back. So an alternative would be dropping a knee down and reaching. Or, as I said, obviously no reach. We're going to do this 2 more times on each side. And then we just have 1 more move after this. But nice and controlled here. Take your time. Using your breathing. And everything's engaged. I'm finishing with my last one on this other side, so finish up so that you are even. Come back to center, carefully lower down, take a second here. As I said, we have 1 more move on each side. So, this one, coming into our quadruped position, so knees hip distance apart, hands about hip distance or shoulder distance apart. I'm going to bring my left forearm down to the mat, sticking my right leg out, so the opposite leg, and we're gonna do our like rainbow side kicks. So I'm gonna kick my right toes over to my side, kind of almost in line with my left knee, and then sweep it back. So kicking over and sweeping. So I'm really working my right waist here. I'm kind of thinking of bringing right hip to right bottom ribs. And as I've said before, if you are like a clock, you're thinking like a clock, and your legs are kind of starting at maybe 6 p.m., I'm kicking over to 3 p.m. 4 more on this side. Reach nice and long. Remember I said lengthen. And 2. And last 1. We're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to turn around so I don't kick my reformer. So now my right forearm is coming down. My left leg is reaching long, and then over to the side and back. Using your breathing. Jaws still relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Think long, reach. We've got 3 more. This is perfect timing. My son is starting to cry. Waking up from his nap. I knew I was short on time. Last one here. Coming back. And then we'll just finish with some cat-cows. So if your wrists have had it, you can do standing cat-cows, or you can do some other type of stretch. Stretching out that core for 2. Last one here. And I hope you enjoyed this little Pilates inspired core series. If you like these shorter videos, let me know. As always, let me know what you want to see next as well in the comments or on Instagram. And I'll see you next time.